Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disneyland for our June construction update. We're going to tell you what rides are closed, what restaurants are closed throughout the park, so let's get going. And let's start off talking about great moments with Mr. Lincoln as of July 11th, which is as far out as the refurb calendar currently goes. Great moments with Mr. Lincoln, once again, is still on the calendar to be closed. Now, we don't exactly know what is going on here. However, David from Fresh Baked, who's a good friend of mine, and I trust whatever he says, he said that he noticed that there was a permit, a $5 million permit filed for Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. It's all the information that we have about what's going on here. He said that the rumor, the speculation is that that $5 million is being used to purchase a Walt animatronic that will then introduce the show. And so that's the adjustments that they are possibly making to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. We have no actual hard and true facts on that, just a possibility, something to maybe possibly look forward to. On the opposite side of Main Street, all of the scrim and the construction walls and everything around the Disneyland City Hall are completely down now, so it is once again back to looking the way that one would hope when you walk into the park. However, parts of the Emporium are now under construction wall and scrim, as well as the outer facade next to the Silhouette Studio. Now, I don't believe that was actually an entrance to anything, but that was where the stoop was, and they had a couple of chairs there, and people like to sit there a lot of the times, grab your ice cream or watch a parade or something from that spot. Otherwise, it's not really affecting anything. You can still access all of the stores around it. We are going to start our morning off with a breakfast at Carnation Cafe. This is the walk-up standby line right here, 10 minutes before the park opens. And at 8:02, we are seated at a table outside. This is your first time at breakfast for Carnation Cafe?
Yeah, I've been here for, I think, lunch or dinner. I think both, maybe, long time ago.
So for you guys watching at home, yesterday's video that published, Amy just tried the Mickey waffles at Magic Kingdom, and here today for you, we are going to compare them to the ones at Disneyland. And here is a look at our four-way spread. Now, we all got kids' meals, and 3 of us got Mickey waffles. James ordered the pancakes, and Benjamin got a side of fruit and bacon. James got a side of fruit and bacon. Amy got bacon and potatoes, and I also got bacon and potatoes. So what's the verdict?
It's good. Mickey waffles are always good, though.
Are they about the same or better than Whispering Canyon?
They're a little bit more fluffier, so I would say a little bit better. These definitely still are a little crispy on the outside, kind of like the ones in Whispering Canyon, but they're more dense inside than the other ones.
You know, I think it all comes down to how it was prepared, because the first 2 of mine, well, the only 2 that I had on my plate, were both fluffy and delicious, but Benjamin didn't eat all of his, so I ate one of his, and it was really crunchy compared to my 2. So definitely just based on how it's prepared. Before we get going too far into this video, I do want to alleviate some possible fears or frustration that, with one notable exception over in Critter Country, there is absolutely nothing new on the construction calendar in both Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and Downtown Disney, meaning that you know, if you've been following my construction updates, you know everything that's already closed. However, a lot of the places that have been closed have important updates that I want to share with you in this video all the same. Last month, we announced the return of Fantasmic, and that got kicked off last weekend as of the time of this filming. And I did want to talk about the dining packages because they have returned, but we now have a new Rancho del Zocalo dining package that replaced the Hungry Bear dining package. More on the Hungry Bear situation in just a little bit. But Rancho del Zocalo has never had a Fantasmic dining package before, and now it does. This dining package is similar to the Hungry Bear one in that it is the cheapest of all of the dining packages, but that also means that it is going to have the worst seating of all of the dining packages, but it does have a reserved seating section, and that is the important part. You will have a guaranteed spot where you can go. Now from here we have the good vantage point of the full viewing area for Fantasmic. Now the best places for Blue Bayou is right over there. We've talked about this in the past. Riverbell Terraces is usually over on this side. And then Hungry Bears, well, now Rancho del Zocalo's, is over on the far side. All of these dining packages can be booked online on Disney's website or on the Disneyland app if you type in Fantasmic Dining Packages, and then you check the availability for the dates that you need. It will show you what showings, whether it's the first showing or second showing of Fantasmic, whether brunch or dinner is available for these different restaurants. It'll have them all listed. You click on the one that you want, and then it'll show you some times that are available. As far as Haunted Mansion goes, it is now June and we are approaching the end of August, which was the initial expectation for when this might reopen. Again, Disney has not made any sort of official announcements, but the rumor or the expectation is that it'll open in time for the Halloween season as Haunted Mansion Holiday. However, there is some concern. Part of the project is adding in a Memento Mori store at the exit. And as far as we can see here, there's no visible signs of any sort of progress. You would expect to start to see the building being erected. However, when I was coming through here earlier today, I was able to see that they do have some construction equipment in that area. It sounded like they were working on there. We can't see into it, but hopefully some progress is being made there. Of course, we will keep you updated as the months go on, and hopefully as we get closer to the end of August, we will start to see that building appear. Tiana's Bayou Adventure continues to make progress. I heard that while we were in Walt Disney World, they actually ran some water tests. There's no water in the attraction right now, but I heard that they did run a test during, while we were gone the last couple of weeks. But this is just a quick look at what it currently looks like. So the Critter Country situation here is a bit of a baffling one. Disney initially said that they were refurbing just 2 of their stores. However, then they announced they were closing the whole land, including Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but that Hungry Bear restaurant would remain open during the closure. Now we have news that even the outer walkways areas here, including Hungry Bear restaurant and the Davy Crockett Explorer canoes, will be closing starting on July 8th. Disney's refurb calendar doesn't actually mention the date just yet, and a Disney cast member that I spoke to was not able to share a date because Disney has not made it official. However, they did confirm with me that this entire walkway that we are in right now will be closed. If July 8th is the correct date, then starting on July 8th, the canoes straight ahead will be closed. Hungry Bear restaurant will be closed. All access to Galaxy's Edge this direction will also be closed. They are closing the rest of this area, and it will likely remain closed until Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens, whenever that may be. That would then explain why Hungry Bear restaurant did not have a Fantasmic dining package. There's no reason to bring a dining package back to Hungry Bear if Disney knows that they are going to be closing this restaurant shortly thereafter. Now, I thought that the word was that Hungry Bear was going to be remaining open during the construction. I don't know if that was a sudden change. It would lead me to believe that it is not a sudden change, considering they did not bring a Fantasmic dining package here, which means Disney knew they were eventually going to be closing the rest of this area as well. They're just doing a whole bunch of new updates. In fact, if you look into Critter Country from the train as we pass by, you can see that it's quite a mess right now. All the ground is torn up. Everything is torn up. They're completely redoing the walkways. It probably looks worse than it is, but they're definitely touching up this whole area, and with them expanding that closure into the walkways, the bridges, and everything around here, I just expect that we'll see a nice new refreshed area once it does reopen. When will that be? Again, hypothetically speaking, Tiana's is probably best case scenario going to open at the end of September, if I had to guess. And the cast member did express with me, the person that I talked to said that he feels that this entire area will remain closed until Tiana's opens. So once it closes on July 8th, do not expect to see it reopen again until Tiana's. That means in order to access Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you will need to go through the Frontierland entrance, especially to get to Rise of the Resistance as well. Hey, Peach.
Hi, Pete.
Well, after doing a loop around the park here, with the exception of the west end of the park being pretty much completely closed, as we've already discussed, and a couple of scrims up on Main Street, the rest of the park is completely wide open and free of construction wall. Everything appears as it should for the summer season. Before we head on over to Disney California Adventure to continue the update, I want to take a brief walk through downtown Disney. Now, we did a new tour about 2 weeks ago, updating you on a bunch of different things, but since then, I actually have even more news for you, so we're gonna add that in here. And while the video had just landed 2 weeks ago, I actually filmed it about a month ago in preparation for us leaving to go to Walt Disney World. And since I had filmed it, there has been some news. Now, they have announced that Porto's is no longer coming to downtown Disney. However, all the indications are that Earl of Sandwich will still be moving, even though we have no idea what is going to take this exact spot. However, that probably means that Earl of Sandwich's days are not as numbered as they used to be. It will still be leaving here because when we get down to the end of downtown Disney, you'll see it seems to be that they've made some changes and updates to that little temporary kiosk that we showed you. And the only reason for updating it and getting it ready is if they intend to use it. So we know that Earl of Sandwich will still be leaving. The question is just when. There's no longer Porto's hanging over it. But why did Porto's cancel? Well, the rumor is that Porto's has a no holidays policy where they're not open on holidays. And of course, Disney wants it to be open every single day of the year. You'd think that that would be something that they would figure out long before they've announced it to the public that this is coming. So I feel like that's probably not the whole story, but who knows? In that last update, we also talked how the Disney dress shop relocated down over by the Disney home store where the Wonderground Gallery used to be located. But somebody told me, and I don't remember who, that what's going on here is that Marceline's Confectionery is actually expanding into the building next door. However, what we can see here is that Marceline's has already closed by the looks of it. They have this little cart out front where they take orders, and then they have these little kiosks where they have some items that they, like refrigerators, basically, mini refrigerators where they get those items out of. But if you take a look here, they've already put like a blackout film on all of the windows so that you cannot see into the building. You used to be able to see in and watch them make things, but that blackout film is new. So they are in the process already of expanding over there into the dress shop. And right across the way is the California Soul building that we also reported has now closed. But once again, I have some more news regarding that. Now, I found online that a couple of news sources picked this up and they shared it. The original source was the website Mice Chat, so I don't know how much stock to put in this, but they said that a Nectar Bath Treats or a Loungefly store is likely coming here. So yes, California Soul has closed after many, many years of being here. The owners expressed some sadness over that online, but we don't exactly know what's coming here, but potentially a Loungefly outlet or a Nectar Bath Treats, which they already have a location at Universal's City Walk, so we might be getting one here at Downtown Disney as well. What do we mean about changes outside of Earl of Sandwich? Well, I don't recall seeing this before, but they have some tables up front here. We have some mini splits up top. I don't remember seeing the mini split in the past. All of this stuff is relatively new. That the last time I was through here, I didn't see all of this at the Earl of Sandwich kiosk. So it just leads me to believe that they are definitely planning on using this building. Din Tai Fung continues to come along swimmingly. It actually looks really good. And here is just a quick glimpse at the Parkside markets. Still a long way to go here, but it also is coming along. I just saw on social media that Downtown Disney has a new entrance, and we're gonna go check it out. This is the security area right here. If you were coming from the Disneyland Hotel or the Downtown Disney parking area, that's the security that you would have to go through. Fresh Baked is here with me, David, and he just told me that he has it on good authority that this security area is closing tomorrow. That is the day that this video will come out. So from the Disneyland Hotel, we're gonna walk down this way, and I'm gonna show you where the new entrance is going to be. So it's gonna be down here past Din Tai Fung, and that's that building there on the left, but the new entrance is down this way. And here is Fresh Baked. I was just talking about him. So down here is the new entrance, and it's got a really nice Downtown Disney sign there. Security is right through those gates as well, so everything happens down here. This is looking fairly nice. I stayed at the Pixar Place Hotel back in February, and none of this looked like this at the time. So they've definitely made some improvements. Once the construction walls for Din Tai Fung come down, I feel like it'll look even nicer down this way. That's the only like black spot on this area at the moment, but yeah, new Downtown Disney entrance. And again, if you are coming from the parking lot, this is the way to the parking lot down here. So that security area lets you in right here, and off to our left is a new restroom in the same sort of architectural appearance as the new grassy area here outside of the Parkside Markets. And you can see that similar architectural structure up there. And here's the green. And they've got the islands of Samoa Polynesian performance going on right now. We've seen that in a previous visit. May is Polynesian month, and today is the last day of May, even though this is June's update. We also have an update here at Tortilla Joe's and the taqueria that was outside of that. Demolition has, I guess, started. At least they've got a construction wall up here out front. And I did see a guy sitting here earlier today wearing a construction vest. So they must be doing something in here, at least the first stages of replacing Tortilla Joe's. With our brief update to Downtown Disney done, let's head into Disney California Adventure for the rest of our construction news. And here's a news item, though we did not initially report it here on the channel. For a while now, most of you are probably aware that they were trialing a new entry system here in this side of Disney California Adventure. However, they have taken those screens away. So I'm guessing it didn't work as well as they wanted it to, because everything is back to normal now. Though we are going to take a brief detour to Smoke Jumper's Grill to uphold a promise that I made to myself and to you guys as well. And of course, that's to get the Pog Punch, because I just cannot get enough Pog. Now, I do have to split it 4 ways today, so this is going to be like 5 sips, but it's better than nothing. Spoiler alert for our Walt Disney World videos, which are still in the process of coming out. I don't know when this day is going to drop, but in one of them, I got my fill of Pog with Stitch Juice. Unlimited Stitch Juice. Yeah, those of you in the know, everyone else can wait and find out. In the previous update, we announced that the bakery tour would be opening on June 2nd. Now, it was originally supposed to open all the way back in April, but that got delayed to June 2nd. I am pleased to report that it has opened early, and today is actually Friday, May 31st, and it is already open again, which is fantastic. My kids love to come in here and get some free bread samples, and I'm so excited to see that still going on.
And they say don't play with your food.
At least unless you're a Disney worker.
They're playing with the crumbs.
I'm a little late on this next item, but I just completely didn't notice it before. World of Color takes place right here, and generally speaking, when there are after-hours events, that nighttime spectaculars do not take place. However, I discovered that with grad nights that there is an exception. World of Color actually still takes place nightly, even on grad nights. Now, they generally have 2 showings, one at 9 and one at 10:15. The 10:15 showing does not happen during grad night, but the 9 o'clock one does. Now, the park closes at 9 for grad nights, but there's still a World of Color 1 on the regular schedule. And I know that this isn't a grad night showing because there are actually special World of Color grad night showings called World of Color A Grad Night Celebration or something like that. So they have their own special version of World of Color that goes on, I think it's like 11 o'clock and 12:45. I don't remember the exact times on those. However, the 9 o'clock showing of World of Color still goes on during grad nights. Just after World of Color, you will have to immediately leave the park because the grad night is ongoing. And our final item of note, and I'm pleased to tell you that the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail finally has a reopening date. It will be reopening Friday, June 21st. That is 3.5 months after its initial closure. Yeah, that's a long time. The longest time it's been closed in over a decade. And, you know, we were worried this was getting ripped out with no news from Disney and this really, really long refurb. I mean, a bunch of us were concerned that they were doing something with it. But thankfully, they have not gotten rid of it, and it is opening in less than 3 weeks, or about 3 weeks. Actually, 3 weeks today, as a matter of fact, it's opening. And so, I'm so super excited for that. My kids love this place. It's just it's a wonderful place for kids to go and burn off some energy. And that's it for our time here today at the Disneyland Resort, giving you a construction update for the month of June. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Always happy to answer them. Click this video to keep watching. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.